Hey everyone, welcome back to my beauty channel. Today is going to be yet another video in my eyeshadow collection video. This is why I decided to do it in brands, guys, because it'll be forever long. So today's video is going to be the rest of my high-end eyeshadow palettes. I've got some Lorac, some Tarte, MAC, and Anastasia Beverly Hills. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna go ahead and start with Lorac because that is the one brand that I have the most out of left. So let's go ahead and get started. The first palette from Lorac that I want to show you is the unzipped palette. I actually did purchase the unzipped gold and I did not like it, so I took it back. But this one is gorgeous. This one is a very, I wouldn't say similar to the Urban Decay Naked 3, but kind of the same tones. Very purpley, mauvey type shades. Mauvey, very purpley toned. Even the one that is kind of a straight brown definitely has a little purple shift to it. Gorgeous, gorgeous shadows. Very soft. Very, very blendable. The next palette I'm going to show you is this little guy here. It is the Lorac Pro Matte palette. They came out with a metals palette too, and I hate myself for not getting it because there are a couple of colors in there that I could just die for, but that one was limited edition, so that's why I didn't get it. And this one is permanent. So this one is just 8 shades. They're all matte, obviously, as the name would suggest. And this burgundy shade, it is life. It is just life. And I am just in love with this palette. Very soft, very blendable. I did a grungy 90s kind of grungy look using this palette not too long ago, actually, up here up on my channel somewhere. This is a burgundy shade. Could you just die? But yes, absolutely, absolutely adore this palette. It is so, so pretty. The next Lorac palette I have is the Pro 1. Yeah, I know. If you guys have been with me for a while, you would know that I kind of bashed this palette initially. And I actually had purchased it and returned it because I was not thrilled with it, and then and so I returned it. So obviously I repurchased it, and you know, my mind has been changed a little bit. I do actually love this palette. I think I've gotten some better tools than I had back when I first initially reviewed this palette. But I still kind of stand by some of my opinions in that. But I decided to give it another shot, and I'm very, very glad I did, because I do actually enjoy this palette. Like I said, I think it had a lot to do with just the tools that I was using, and just being a little extra careful when I'm applying the shadows. And I am actually in love with that palette now. And the next palette actually was the reason why I went back and repurchased the Pro 1, and it is the Pro 2. I watched Cora or Vintage or Tacky here on YouTube, and she did a review of this palette. She actually had a lot of the same feelings that I did with the first one, except she didn't take hers back, but she absolutely loved this one. So I immediately ordered it online, like that very second after watching her video, and I am super, super glad I did. And like I said, it's the whole reason why I went back and gave the first one another shot. Definitely love this one. If you like cooler toned shadows, this is definitely going to be your go-to. And they're actually coming out with a number 3, which I will be purchasing as soon as I can get my hands on it. Now, you've heard me say numerous times that I don't like to purchase limited edition palettes just because you fall in love with something, you're not going to be able to replace it, but I couldn't help it. I had to purchase the Lorac Mega Pro 2. I missed out on the first one, and I actually hummed and hawed about this palette, but I finally got to swatch it in store and fell in love with it, and I am so incredibly happy that I purchased this palette. It is probably by far one of my favorite palettes that I have. I'm actually wearing Tawny in my crease today, which is right there, and I've got a little bit of the shade Bisque on my lid, and Tangerine is one of my favorites. Forest. These are some of the prettiest shadows. Even though this is a limited edition palette, they did not skimp on the quality. It is just as good as their permanent pro palettes. Okay, so let's go on to the Tarte palettes that I have. The first one is the Tartelette palette. Oh, guys, let me tell you, between the Lorac Pro Matte and the Tartelette palette, you will never have to worry about another matte shadow in your life. It's got everything in it, and you can actually just take this with you and you can create so many different looks. The shades are super soft, super blendable, so gorgeous. I fell in love with this palette the first time I used it, and again, it was kind of like, I'll use this every day for a month before I actually put it down kind of situation happening there. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Tarte really knows how to do a matte shadow. I will give them that. So when they released the Tartelette in Bloom, I immediately had to go get it. My mom actually got this for me for Christmas, and this one almost smells like chocolate. I don't know what that deal is, but this bottom row, Sweetheart, Rebel, and Leader, those are my ride or dies in this palette. But they are just so pretty, kind of rosy toned shades. But they are just gorgeous. The other shades in the palette are just as gorgeous as these. I do like that they added a couple of shimmers in there. Threw a couple in there just for good measure. So next we're going to move on to the Balm, which is, this is the only palette I have from the Balm. It is the Nude Tude palette. James actually got this for me a couple of years ago for Christmas. He actually ordered this for me off of Outlook, and my experience with them was not very good. There are two videos called Outlook Rant. The first one was just a rant. The second one was when I unboxed this, and as soon as I unboxed it, this one here, oh, it's not going to focus, was broken because they packed it horribly. The palette is amazing. The shadows are very soft, blendable, all of that good jazz, just as you would expect. And that's some swatches there. I do really like the palette a lot. The next palette I have is this one from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is also the only one from this brand that I have, and it is the Artist palette. I blame Kathleen Lights for this purchase because she did a tutorial. I just thought it was so amazing and so gorgeous that I had to have the palette, and I actually do really love the palette. I do have a tutorial on this channel with this palette, but it is just so pretty, and I just totally swatched that so crappy. There's some of the shades there. It is a gorgeous palette, very pigmented, very cool. I like the packaging, and I like that there's this bright yellow in there and a bright orange in there, just for little pops of color and so on and so forth. So yeah, very awesome palette. And the very last palette that I have to show you is by far my most expensive palette, but when I did the math, even though it was expensive, that it was worth the money, and it is my MAC palette, and this is the Warm Neutral times 15 palette. I just put a tutorial up not too long ago using this palette, and I love it. I love it. But yeah, I did the math. You get 15 shadows. They're all full size MAC shadows, and so when you do the math, the money that you pay, what? Excuse me. So when I did the math, it actually works out to being quite a bit cheaper if you were to purchase 15 single shadows from MAC, including your like the Z palette or whatever to hold them in. So that's why I went ahead and did it. I do understand the obsession with MAC palette or MAC shadows now, because these shadows are so good. However, I will say, if you are going to do something like a palette, definitely save up your money. Get you one of the like the 15 warm neutrals like this one. We also have a cool neutrals times 15 as well. So whichever one you prefer. I think Nordstrom also, if there's a Nordstrom's near you, also has like some pre-filled palettes like this that are not just the warm neutrals or the cool neutrals palettes. But they're only in Nordstrom. But definitely, if you are wanting to dip into the MAC eyeshadow realm, I would definitely go with something like this just to kind of get your feet wet, because this will save you some money in the long run. So that does it for the rest of my high-end makeup palettes. Again, as I've said with every video, if there is a palette that catches your eye and you would like to see some looks with, please leave your request down in the comment box below or on any of my social media. Thank you guys for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you soon. Bye.